I'm gonna have a little fun today. According to the math, there should be tens of thousands of intelligent species in our universe. I'm not gonna dive into the Fermi paradox because I don't believe there's a paradox at all. I tend to believe the conclusions that the Drake equation comes to, and the observations of the untold number of experiencers we share our planet with. We are not alone, and we most certainly are being visited by alien intelligences. There's no doubt in my mind of that. But what kind of intelligences? I want to speculate about one today. Have a little fun. Of those tens of thousands of alien species, I want to talk about the ones that are all but guaranteed to be both technologically advanced and dumb as spit. But before I dive in and talk about those mouth breathers, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed. You really make this fun, and I want to show my appreciation. As such, I'll be giving away a book, American Cosmic, UFOs, Religion, Technology by D.W. Pasuka. I'll be picking at random from anyone who comments. I'll reply to your comment indicating you've won, and I'll arrange to have the book shipped to you, anywhere on the planet. And if you haven't already, now's your time to join the conversation, and comment and subscribe. I'm having a blast putting these videos together, and I sincerely want you to be part of the conversation. Back to those mouth breathers. Assuming another species out in that vast cosmos has developed in a similar fashion to us, it's all but guaranteed that there's a species that is both technologically advanced and dumb as spit. Why? Look at how we're developing. A pair of researchers from the Ragnar First Center for Economic Research has discovered that since the 1970s, our collective IQ is dropping by around 7 points every generation. After enjoying a boost in our IQs over the first half of the previous century, we began to shed those gains. They gained their insight by investigating IQ scores of the young people who are drafted every year for compulsory military duty in Norway. Part of that draft is to be subjected to an IQ test, and if you are inclined to believe the data, we're getting dumber and dumber every generation. But, despite this drop in intelligence, our technological advancement continues to march forward, seemingly unimpeded. Why? We really only need a few of us clever chimps to be super smart because they add new levels of abstraction for us all the time. What do I mean by levels of abstraction? Consider this. In the 1970s, in order to get a picture for your family photo album, someone had to spend some time in a darkroom in order to develop it for you. We've eliminated the darkroom almost entirely now. Now, we can press a button and those pictures print at home. We don't need to know how photos develop and have eliminated the darkroom step entirely. We don't even need to know how to install a printer driver these days. It just happens. The way we develop pictures today are a few levels of abstraction away from the way we developed photos in the 1970s. There's really only a small fraction of our population that understands this process, and that number dwindles a little more every year. Now, I understand that skill sets and IQ are not directly correlated, but that's not my point. My point is, we don't need to know how our technology works. We just need to know how to use it, and it doesn't take a big brain to know how to press a print button. Also, it's not so much a question of who makes our technology these days, but what makes it. Automation plays a massive role in the manufacturing of every gadget on the planet, and manufacturing jobs are quickly being replaced by automated machines. We only need a few people who know how to build, maintain, and program these robots for billions of us to enjoy their products. I don't believe for a second that aliens smelt their own metamaterial hulls for their anti-gravity ships. So, let's extrapolate this trend out a few more generations. What do you get? Technologically advanced mouth breathers. Many of us assume, like I did, that the aliens visiting us are scholars, scientists with incredible intelligences that must dwarf our own. But what if, in some circumstances, it's the exact opposite? What if some of the aliens visiting us developed along a similar trend and couldn't work a printer if their lives depended on it? I'm telling you, math is hinting to us that there are some really stupid aliens out there. It would explain why they are crashing all the time, and despite their best efforts to conceal their presence, are failing miserably. Yo, we can see you. It's like a toddler covering their eyes and assuming they're hiding, or like the ravenous bug bladder beast of Trawl from Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This beast is outwitted by you blindfolding yourself. It assumes since you can't see it, it can't see you. Now, I am playing a probability game here, and I am anthropomorphizing this, or looking at this mess through a human lens, but I don't find it all that far-fetched to imagine that in this seemingly infinite universe that such a set of circumstances couldn't come about. I think it's all but guaranteed. Maybe, instead of setting up a technology exchange, what all these aliens need in order for them to show us what's happening under the hood of their machines are some cheese strings and a juice box. Apologies if you like cheese strings and juice boxes. Either way, don't underestimate stupid. It can be just as destructive as intelligent intent, and perhaps more so. Thank you for listening. If you like my work, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. And remember, this ride is not without risk. Be careful out there, and take care.